Hi everyone, welcome to the channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. Now today is Thursday the 5th of June 2025, and on Monday the 2nd of June 2025 my granddaughter Liz and I walked from Mablethorpe to Skegness to raise money and awareness for the breast cancer charity Mummy Star. Mummy Star helped my daughter out when she found out she got breast cancer when she was pregnant with my granddaughter Susie, my youngest granddaughter. And they've been absolutely marvellous. So we thought it'd be a good idea to raise money, but initially, really, we want to raise awareness for people who are pregnant and they get breast cancer around my daughter's age or younger, any age. And she went to the doctors with a lump on her breast, and they said, "Don't worry, you've got blocked milk ducts." She went away, went back 3 months later, and said, "Oh, you must get to the hospital and get that checked out." And they found out that she got breast cancer. Now, a lot of people know that's watching this, but that's just for the people that don't know. So we set out to raise £500 for Mummy Star by doing a GoFundMe. We actually raised £675, which is amazing. We had £120 in cash donations, which I've put in there today so people can see that it's gone in there. I've actually put it as cash donations, thank you. And the rest of the donations were put in by people. A lot of them in there were they didn't put the names and that in there, which is all well and good. But a massive thank you to you, and a massive thank you to the other people that are in there, that put the name in there. But so the main thing I wanted to raise was awareness, because I didn't want anybody else's daughter to go through what my daughter's going through. Because I always think that 3 months could have actually done some good. You never know; it might have been a lumpectomy or even a mastectomy, and then carrying on to be much older and have an amazing, happy life. Whereas that is not the case now. Obviously, we've got this constant worry of this cancer moving, and we're going to lose it, early on, which is very, very daunting for a parent and a child, and obviously for Lou herself. So we set off at about 10:30 on Monday. There is a video going up tomorrow night, which will be Friday the 6th of June. So if you're watching this after, go back and watch that one. I did a live stream and got quite a few people in. Loads and loads of people watched it, which was lovely. And it was a beautiful day. It was 17 degrees, so it wasn't too hot, and it certainly wasn't too cold, apart from one bit of it. We set off from Mablethorpe and we walked down, and we met Steve and Linda Scott, who were friends of mine, started off as customers. And I've been doing my job for 30 years, so a lot of my customers are close personal friends. And we met up, and we walked down with Steve down to Sandylands, which is past Sutton-on-Sea, and then we met Linda again, and she picked him up, and off she went. So we carried on from there, went down to Huttoft, the bit from Huttoft where you had to walk up the beach. We found a fairly hard spot, because by that point the tide had gone out. But even though anybody knows when you walk on sand, it definitely increases the cardio effect. So we walked down there, and it must have been about 2 miles, down to the North Sea Observatory, which is at Chapel St Leonard's, and then we got on to the path again. But by that point, to be really honest, my ankles were starting to give me a bit of trouble, and my legs were feeling very, very stiff, and it was a bit difficult. I must say, I'm not, it's more difficult to have breast cancer when you're pregnant, so I'm not going to moan about myself. I should have probably made this video a couple of days ago to thank people, but to be really honest, it didn't do me a lot of good. By the time I'd finished, I've had a lot of pain in my ankles and my knees. But again, I'm not moaning, because people with cancer are having a lot worse time than what I am. So we carried on walking down there. Now I've walked that part on the beach, the bit from the observatory up to the next bit where the bars are and stuff like that. It's, like one solid bit of beach. But this time we walked up the path, and it seemed about 200 miles, if I'm really honest. My granddaughter is nearly 19. She's as fit as a fiddle. She went to the gym the next day. She informed me yesterday. But as a 58-year-old person, this time last year I was 22 stone. I'm still 19. I've still got a bit of weight on. It started to take its toll on my knees and ankles and even hips. So we got up to that bit, and by that point I'm still getting really tired. And then I stopped sort of doing anything to film, because I was concentrating on actually putting one foot in front of the other. So then we got up, and there's a golf course there. We thought we had to walk around the back of, but Liz found us a way that was a bit nearer, so we just carried on. We'll say no more about that. And then we kept to the coast. Obviously, we did the full walk. We didn't go across on a golf cart or anything like that. And then we got into like a paved area where the paving stones looked like they were upside down, and that was sort of the last hurdle. Then we went walking down there, and that seemed to go on forever and a day. It genuinely did. Even when I got sight of the pier, I thought, I'm never, ever going to make it up to that bit. And as you can see with a little bit of the video, you can see I'm walking like some sort of Martian. I'd start to feel a bit sick. And I kept saying to Liz, I think I'm going to throw up. She said, well, that'd be gross, Grandad. Come on, let's get going a little bit further. And by that point, she's jogging up and down and then jogging back to meet me. And I thought, well, I don't know whether he's trying to motivate me or get on my nerves. But anyway, let's keep going. She was absolutely amazing. It's the longest time I've ever spent with her. And she was so much fun. And you realise, that what a beautiful young woman she's turning into. And she's going to go on and do massive things because whatever she sets out, that's what she does. And eventually we managed to get up to very, very near the pier. And I sat down, and I must have been sat there about 15 minutes. And Lou says, you ain't got to the pier yet, Dad. I said, I don't think I'm going to make that last 20 feet. Anyway, after about 15, 20 minutes sat there, I stood up and I managed to get that photograph where I was stood in front of the pier. So we actually did it exactly what we said we were going to do from the wall at the Crazy Golf in Mablethorpe to Skegness Pier, which I was really pleased to do. So, as you've seen, the money's in there. They actually put the total up, which I didn't really want them to do. I don't know whether I ticked the box or whatever I did, but I've gone into the GoFundMe thing, and I've put that down to back to where it was. So, that, as far as I'm concerned, hopefully they'll take their money out there pretty quick and use it to make people go on better this awful time in their life, because that was what it was there for. And it was really there to raise awareness, to make people go to the doctors and question them. It comes up in the video for tomorrow night, where I actually say that I'm from the era where if you went to the bank and they said you needed PPI, you bought it. If you went to the doctors and they gave you a horse tablet and told you needed to take 3 a day, you would break them up, mix them up with water, put them in jam, do whatever you could to get them down you, because you listen to people that you think know better than what you do. Well, I think younger people now, they would probably question more than what we were doing. You just conformed. If you're walking down the road and the copper told you to go home, you'd go home because that's what you did. Whereas now, a younger person would turn around and say, no, I'm not going yet, I'm going later. Because the people question things more. We were a bit more conditioned in my day. So I think, what you've got to do, you've got to learn to question things if you don't feel right in your body, regardless of wherever you've got a lump. Obviously, this one was for a breast cancer charity. But wherever you get a lump or a sore or a pain, however embarrassing it is to go and have the test done, whether they're going to poke something there or prod something there, go and have it done, because you really don't want to go through this. And if you've got a possible chance of getting away with it by getting early treatment, regardless of what you've got to do when you get to the doctors or the hospital, just go and do it. We've made a pact now as a family. Wherever a probe needs to go, that's exactly where it will be going, because we want to carry on with our family and make sure we're well. That's one thing this has taught us. It's really easy to sit there. Well, I've had this, whinging pain for a bit. Why don't you go to the doctor? It'll be all right. I'll take some paracetamol. We don't do that. We go and get it checked out. And I say, if you're not happy with the first decision, go and get another decision. You're perfectly within your rights. If the doctor's offended, that's his fault or her fault. It's not yours. So I said, we've done £675, and that's going to go into their bank as soon as they want it, and hopefully they're going to make people easier, somebody's life easier. If you want to check them out, it's mummystar.org. There will be a link in the description. I'll not put a link in for the GoFundMe. It's on my Facebook account if you want to look to make sure the money's gone in there all right. But as far as I'm concerned, I think we've finished fundraising for this. But I will never stop sharing them out. I will never stop sharing the message out. And I will never, ever, ever stop doing that. So it's time to thank some people. Initially, we'd just like to thank absolutely everybody that put any money into this or shared it out or spoke about it, or everybody that's helped since Lou's been poorly. Absolutely everybody that's done everything that they have. There's that many people I wouldn't be able to to remember or mention you all, the video had gone for hours. But for this particular thing, first two people I'd like to thank is Steve and Linda Scott for taking time out of your day and coming to see us while we were walking down. We actually managed to walk down with Steve from Trusthorpe to Sandylands, to Sutton-on-Sea, and we had a good chat. I usually see him when they're in the cab, and I get 10 minutes to have a chat to him. But on Monday, I actually got a good chance to have a good chat with Steve, and it was lovely to see him. I'd also like to thank Sam out at Funprints, myfunprints.co.uk. If you're looking for anything fancy dress, party-wise, personalised, take a look at their website, myfunprints.co.uk. I usually shout the wrong website out. Not today. I'm going to put a link in the description. So if you could go over there and give them some support. Nice local company that actually care about the community that they service. And Sam's absolutely smashing it. She's doing 10Ks and she's looking really well. She's doing really, really well. And an inspiration to people to go and do stuff like that. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'd like to thank Robina Foster for doing what you did. I'd like to thank my wife. It sounds like an Oscars, doesn't it? I'd like to thank my wife for putting up with my crap for years and being so supportive. I'd like to thank my granddaughter for getting me over that finish line and coming with me and spending the day. We had an amazing day. And without her, I would never have made it. I definitely would never have made it. She got me that last 3 mile, I think. I was running on nothing but ankle ache and foot pain. And most of all, I'd like to thank my shining light, my beautiful girl, for being an inspiration to everybody, for getting up every morning and doing your stuff, for still managing to do your stuff, and pushing against the things that you have to do in life that we won't talk about in this particular video. I love you so much. And that's it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking part, and we'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.